What's up, everybody? Just gonna go ahead and do a bit of a ramble update here for the channel and everything, and as well as the Space Marine Codex and all that jazz. So, I do know that I have series that have been kind of on hiatus a little bit. That some of that was just me completely getting sidetracked and going, I'll get to it, I'll get to it, I'll get to it, and just being really kind of procrastinating with it. So primary purpose, I want to kick in the high gear again. I have a lot of fun just doing that what if series, and it's just fun to do it. And there's not that many left to talk about, so I'm not going to just pump through it to get it out there and skimp on anything, but I will be making a priority to focus on that specifically, as well as doing some at a glance updates and new things there, not just for the Imperium, but for everything within the 40k universe, if you will. And there's other series and ideas and one-off videos that I want to get into doing as well, and even getting back into painting a little bit more. So, in terms of cleaning house and stuff that way, I will be getting to that. As far as pre-heresy and codices go, I do have a plan, and I do want to do a bit of a ramble talking about that first because um, I am capable of moving forward to do it, but at the same time, I'm also wondering if patience is the better virtue here. So I'll do a ramble on that where I can be more focused on it and not take up too much time. But I definitely have that on my mind as well. Anyways, with all that said, I'm going to try and keep it varied, so I'm not going to just do primary purpose one after the other until it's done necessarily in terms of videos being released. I don't want them to be back to back to back to back to back necessarily. That can be boring for some people who just aren't into the whole thing and are rather look at post heresy stuff or actual fluff stuff or whatever. So I get it. I'm going to try and keep it diversified while also prioritizing getting certain things done that should have been done by now. So, with all of that said, Space Marine Codex. I just got my copy of the second edition of the Space Marine Codex for 8th edition. And that's because I had to order it offline. What I try to do is I try to make it to the local gaming store when something is coming out that I have a genuine interest in picking up. I'll try and get out there on that weekend to see if they have any copies left over to purchase, just in case. When it comes to paint, sometimes they do. When it comes to books, less so. And it's a little bit out of my way to go. I don't have a local gaming store really close near me or conveniently placed near me. So it is a little bit of a trek out of my way to do it. Not a big deal. So I went and I tried. There wasn't a Space Marine Codex for purchase, but there was the contrast yellow paint I was looking for, so score there. So I bought that there, and then I ordered the codex off the internet, and I just got my copy from GW shipped to me finally. So, really looking forward to doing the successor tactic rambles on top of everything else. Really is going to be a fun time for sure, in my opinion, and I'm really looking forward to it. But on top of that, I wanted to just give some really super quick initial thoughts and some things in relation to the codex and the supplement books. I don't have a supplement book yet. I do eventually plan to pick them up, but I want to hold off and probably wait until the Iron Hands one comes out first to be the first one to pick up. I don't know. We'll see what tickles my fancy or whatever you want to say. So with that said, it's a little odd, the Space Marine book. I mean, it's great. I have nothing against it. It's what you expect it to be. It's the Space Marine Codex full of Space Marine units. Enough said. But there's no special characters in the book. There's a PDF to download if you want to have access to special characters right now before your book comes out, because they're going to be in the supplement books. They told us this pretty much. It's just, even knowing that, it's just a little odd of a sensation to thumb through the book and have no special characters really brought up at all in the data sheets. So it just takes a little getting used to that way. And in all honesty, that's fine. You don't need special characters to play the game at all. And this can help be a thought experiment that way for people to kind of look at the book as just what it is without special characters and build stuff that way. Although special characters are, of course, a lot of fun. It is going to be a little weird for the newcomers who are going to look at this and go, well, they don't have anybody named. Well, that's weird. And then get a little bit of the extra stumbling of understanding that they need a supplement book of the desired special characters chapter and yada yada yada. But really not that big of a deal. I am curious if it's only going to be 6 supplement books or if they're going to expand past that. On the one hand, yes, that's a lot. On the other hand, the supplement books open up a whole new way to kind of not so much support the codex, but to support the fan base. Now, at the same time, you don't want this to take priority over the other factions. You don't want to just constantly be giving attention to the one faction of 40k. There's other Space Marine Codices out there, Blood Angels, Dark Angels, Space Wolves, Death Watch, Grey Knights, for example, and of course, there's the rest of the Imperium and the Xenos and the Heretics. So, you don't want to constantly be delving back to one book and having it feel like you're favoriting it over everything else. So it's kind of, I guess, a tricky situation of how many supplement books you ultimately do and how do you release them and so forth. But I wonder because Crimson Fists and Black Templars are second founding successor forces that have special characters. The Black Templars have Chaplain Grimaldus and High Marshal Helbrecht, and they have the Special Crusader Squad that's still going to be around. It's not in the Codex right now. My point is they have some special things because they used to be their own Codex, and I still think they could be, and I'll go into that in a future ramble. But, not that they're bad off where they are. They're fine where they are. It's just I wonder what's going to happen with their stuff as well as Pedro Cantor of the Crimson Fists, because each of these forces have their own chapter tactics, special characters, but they're not a first founding force. And as we've seen, the 6 supplement books announced to be happening are conveniently the same amount of first founding forces in the Space Marine Codex, so you can do the math there and figure out that basically each first founding force is getting a supplemental book. So where did the Crimson Fists and Black Templars go? The easiest and most, I feel, cop-out solution would be the Imperial Fist book. A couple of pages is dedicated to their entries, and that's it, which would be a little lackluster. It'd take away from a couple extra pages of Imperial Fist goodies and the like, and they would just really kind of relegate these 2 chapters as second-class status, if you will, which they don't deserve. But I just don't really know what they could be doing. Any thoughts? If they said something official, I haven't seen it yet about it, or if I have, I didn't realize I did. But of course, we had the PDF downloads. I just would like to see more because these supplement books, and we may see this as a trend, what tends to happen is unless they're all produced and ready to go and just waiting to be released, if they are finishing up some other supplement books, as they get released, if they're still working on some and finishing up them as others are released, over time they're going to potentially experiment to go a little crazier, a little more out there and awesome with the supplement books. So the Ultramarines and Weisgar books, which are solid books, compared to the last one to be released, may actually flesh out. Let's say the Salamander is the last one to get released, but given some pictures in the interwebs, it might be the next one coming. But let's just say they are the last one to come out. Well, we may, there's the real potential there to introduce a second special character. They have Vulcan Hessen, but hey, it's a supplement book. We can throw stuff in here. They can throw things in there that they want, whether it's a data sheet for a unit, whether it's a data sheet for a special character, whether it's extra war gear ideas, whatever. They can do that. That's the prime real estate in the supplement book to do that. So we'll see what happens when these books come out. We know of at least one happening with the Iron Hands getting that Iron Father model. So we'll have to wait and see if any other book, if they go crazy with it. Anyways, don't want to keep rambling on here. Looking forward to delving deeper into the Space Marine Codex. Initial impressions are favorable. They're Space Marines. I'm a Space Marine fan. It's the units that we expected to see, that they told us would be there, are in there. Enough said. A little odd feeling because there's no special characters in the book proper, but we know they're still around. And I hope that the Crimson Fists and Black Templars don't get relegated to second-class chapter status because they don't even have their own dedicated page fluff stuff like they used to in the past. They're now relegated as being listed among the other Imperial Fist successors, which is a little bit of a low blow in my opinion. Anyways, that's it. Thanks very much for tuning in to this random shenanigan thought ramble stuff. Like I said, the series will be coming more regularly than they have been, as well as the inclusion of the successor tactics ramble, which should be a lot of fun to do, and so on. So thanks very much for stopping by. Maybe even some painting progress on my side will happen, and I can share that with you all and talk about it. Who knows? Anyways, until next time, take it easy.